everyone. Welcome to the library. Is this anyone's first time here? Oh, yeah, it's your first time here? Well, welcome to the library. I'm so glad that I get to read for you all today. It's cozy time reading today, and I really hope that we can all get cozy together. I actually brought my blankets to get even more cozy. Did everyone bring their blankets as well? Yeah, you did? Oh, that is so great. I'm so glad that you all brought your blankets. Now, I'm just going to get cozy here, and I encourage you all to get cozy with me as well. So I'm just going to put my blankets just on my lap. Perfect. So if anyone has a question during the reading, just raise your hand, okay? Yeah? Can you all raise your hand for me right now? Raise your hands so that I can see. Good job. Great. Okay, so I brought two books for us today. This is the library book, and another book called Pup and Bear. Pup and Bear. So since it's cozy time, today I'm going to be talking in a soft voice, and sometimes maybe even in a whisper, so just so that we can all maybe take a nap after. So I'm just very glad that you're here with me. So now I think we're going to start with the book, the library book. Since we're in the library today, I wanted to teach you all a little bit about the library. So does everyone here have a library card? You do? Okay. Everyone? Yeah? Wow. Well, I guess you guys are here in the library, so you may want to be taking out some books. And this book, I've actually read it before, and it is a really good book. It is very, very fun. And it has a little bit of information about the library and maybe some books that you may even find today. So, here we go. It's a library book. Oh, you have a question? The bird. The bird. Oh, my brooch? Yeah, I have a brooch. This is a cardinal. A cardinal, yeah. Have you ever seen a cardinal before? No? They're very beautiful birds. Yes, they are. Okay. Thank you for the question, sweetheart. This brooch, I bought it for myself. I love it. When I was a little girl, just like you, I had a librarian who had all these different brooches that I just loved. So I figured that when I became a librarian, I would have a brooch myself. Okay, so we have our book. This is our first book we're going to read, the library book. Now, on the back here, it says by 3-time Grammy winner Tom Chapin. I think that's how you pronounce it. Tom Chapin. And 2-time Grammy nominee Michael Mark. And it is illustrated by Chuck Groening. Sometimes even librarians have to sound out words. Okay, so let's open this book up. Oh, look at that. You can see all of these little... It looks like a song, doesn't it? Looks like this book maybe has a tune to it. Now, I'm not a musician, so I'm not sure. I don't know how to read music, but there's a library song as well. So, there we go. The library book. So this is the dedication. It says, for Willa, Elizabeth, Mira Jean, Max and Miles, Papa Tom Chapin, to Mary Mark, the greatest reading teacher in the known universe, Michael Mark. For Mum and Dad, for always keeping books on the shelves, Chuck Gronick. Okay. Saturday morning, and the rain is pouring. Can you see the rain? Was it raining today? No. There was no rain today. It was a sunny day, wasn't it? Yes. Now, Dad worked last night. He is there snoring. Some old stuff on TV. Boring. So what if let's make it so everyone can see. So what if I can't go out and play? I know what I'll do today. Oh, look at her. She's in her little raincoat. I'm going down to the library, picking out a book. Check it in, check it out. So look at all of these houses. I think this is the library right here. Can you see it? Yeah. We have trees. Oh wow, look at her in the library. That's pretty neat, isn't it? It says, gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book. Check it in, check it out. Check it in, check it out. Now, I like books and they like me. So when I go to the library, I sit down in my favorite chair and check to see who's there. What's this? Can anyone tell me what this is? Do you see what it is? It's an owl. I think there may be an owl in our next book. Got some cats. Maybe one book, maybe two. Take me home, says Winnie the Pooh. And if we have to travel far, I'll bring my honey jar. There's Winnie the Pooh. Okay. I'm going down to the library, picking out a book. Check it in, check it out. Winnie the Pooh has some honey. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book. Check it in, check it out. Sleeping Beauty yawned and said, I'll come when I get out of bed. But Madeline says, oh, does anyone know Madeline? But Madeline says, let her nap, and jumps into my lap. The Cat in the Hat says, hey, I'll go. Don't take him, cries Pinocchio. Don't take that cat to your address. He always makes a mess. Oh boy. The cat in the hat making a mess. Oh, I'm going down to the library, picking out a book. Check it in, check it out. Check out that llama. I think it's a llama. Or maybe a goat. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book. Check it in, check it out. Let's see. Mrs. Parker's back behind the checkout desk today. The Cheshire cat jumps on her head and says, "Let's play." But Mrs. P says, "Goodness, are you sure you want all of these?" It's a lot of books she's got. "Oh, yes," we shout together. She says, "Shh, shh, quiet, please." And now they're going to be very quiet. I'm going down to the library, picking out a book. Check it in, check it out. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book. Check it in, check it out. The 7 dwarves begin to shout. Say, "Take us with you. Check us out." Then Cinderella gets her gown, and Babar grabs his crown. There's Babar's crown. Oh, look at how big he is. Then Curious George swings from the shelf. Along comes Mother Goose herself. Oh, Mother Goose. Wow. Check this out. Check all of these characters out. Wow. Out the door we dance and sing. The whole library rang. Oh, I'm going down to the library, picking out a book. Check it in, check it out. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book. Check it in, check it out. I'm going down to the she says. What do you think she's doing? Is she reading? Yeah. And there she is. Oh, and there's the empty chair. Picking out a book. Check it in, check it out. There she is, reading her book at home. Good. What did you all think of the book? Is anyone starting to feel sleepy? Yeah, I'm starting to feel a little bit sleepy too. So, does everyone know how to check out a book from the library? Your mom and dad help you with that? That's fantastic. I know some of our moms and dads here will be happy if we're sleeping by the end of this. Okay. Say goodbye to the library book. Bye-bye, library book. Bye-bye, library book. Okay. So our next book is Pup and Bear. Now, what could you think this would be about? Perhaps a pup and a bear? Okay. Does anyone know what these creatures are? Can you raise your hand? Yes, they're wolves. They're wolves, that's right. Okay. Pup and Bear by Kate Banks. Illustrated by Naoko Stoop. Okay. Look at that owl. Check out that owl. Remember how I said there was an owl in our book? Okay. Whoosh. When the great owl swooped down, screeching woo, whoo, whoo. The Arctic wolves knew that the big freeze was on its way. The big freeze. They took shelter in a snowdrift as they listened to the fierce wind holler and roar. They watched the snow blow in spirals, wrapping the world in a fluffy white coat. Wow. That kind of sounds like wind, doesn't it? Can you imagine? What that would sound like? But then the wind's bitter cold breath turned warm and the sun appeared. The big melt came. And one lone pup found itself on a sheet of ice, spinning out to sea. Do you see our pup? There he is, the little guy. Can you see? Good. The pup slid into the water. He swam and he swam. When he reached land, he burrowed into a snowbank. He was tired and he wanted his mother. Oh my. The pup closed his eyes and fell asleep, listening to the throb of silence across the still landscape. He woke to the feel of a cool nose against his fur. The smell was familiar. It was a polar bear. "You are not my mother," said the pup, flattening his ears against his head. "I am not your mother," said the polar bear, "but I can cuddle you and keep you safe." The pup was shy and frightened. "Aren't you going to eat me?" he said. "Polar bears eat wolves." Not this one, said the polar bear, shaking her head. Climb on my back, and I will take you to my den. Oh, she's going to help the little wolf out. Great. The pup stretched a paw forward cautiously. Then he climbed onto the polar bear's back. And they crossed the tundra under the watchful eyes of a trio of baby puffins learning to fly. Aren't they so cute? Little baby puffins. Back at the den, the polar bear licked and cleaned the pup. I am not your mother, she said, but I can feed you and keep you warm. The next day they set off across the wintry tundra. When they spotted a walrus with long, sharp tusks, the polar bear bellowed and chuffed. Where are we going? Asked the pup as they neared the water. I am not your mother, said the polar bear, but I can show you where to catch a fish. They passed a snow goose perched on a nest of eggs. They sniffed the trail of a seal as he tried to outsmart them. And they stopped at the water's edge where the fish and the lemmings came and went in the wondrous wheel of life. The sun shone down on the crisp, crackling snow, and the polar bear rolled in a snowbank. Come on, she said to the pup. I am not your mother, but I can play with you. But when the pup tugged too hard at the polar bear's fur, the bear growled. I am not your mother, she said, but I can scold you. Then she nuzzled the pup and tickled his tummy. Doesn't she seem like she's a good mother? Tired at last, the pup curled up against the bear, and they napped, listening to the wind whimper and sigh. The earth turned round and round, and the big freeze came, followed by the big melt, until at last the polar bear nudged the wolf, who wasn't a pup any longer. I am not your mother, she said, but I know it's time for you to go. She nuzzled the wolf for the one last time, and the wolf nuzzled her back. And he walked out into the wide world. The wolf howled at the midnight sun, which glowed on the horizon, where a day ended and night began, and he was answered by the same cry of another wolf. Soon he was leading his own pack across the frozen tundra. Look at that. Wow. Then one day the wolf came upon a polar bear cub huddled in a snowdrift. Where is your mother? Asked the wolf, and the cub didn't know. The wolf sniffed the cub and rubbed its fur with a wet nose. You are not my mother, said the cub, cowering. I am not your mother, said the wolf, but I can cuddle you and keep you warm. Are you going to eat me? Said the cub. Wolves eat polar bears. Not this one, said the wolf, shaking its head. Climb onto my back, and I will take you to my den. The polar bear clambered onto the wolf's back. I am not your mother, said the wolf, but you can stay with me until you're big enough to be on your own. And the wolf led the pack back across the tundra along the path that went round and around in this wondrous wheel of life. Wondrous wheel of life. And the circle continues with the polar bear and the cub. And then the cub becomes a wolf and takes care of a polar bear cub. Isn't that such a sweet story? Thank you so very much for joining me today for our warm and cozy time together reading. If you'd like to take out either of these books, you're more than welcome to, so that then you can read them again at home. So I just want to thank you so much for joining me, and I want to say goodbye and have a good night's sleep.